I said earlier that the post-colonial is not the end of colonialism. It is other forms of domination in these countries that were once dominated for over 200 years or whatever. So I'm saying there is, of course, that continuity. But what I couldn't understand is whether, in fact, the people who say, actually, we were better off, society was fairer during the British times, whether they're critiquing their own national histories, or whether they're saying the national histories had no chance to be autonomous because all these countries that had these wonderful aspirational ideas of equality, fraternity, joint prosperity, one emerged at a time of the Cold War. We should not forget that in a globally connected world, the most barbaric, dangerous elements don't simply come from outside, they come from within. And we have to actually deal with that ambiguity, deal with that ambivalence, deal with that contradiction, and find a way of having the kind of honest, institutional and individual conversations. And there is a huge problem around security, definitions of progress, modernity, equality within them. So let's look at that complex issue. But when today people in the global South, sometimes on issues of free speech or the free press, have to protect themselves using bits and pieces of an earlier British legislation, which had a certain kind of imperial liberal genealogy, they have to use that to defend themselves against charges of sedition if they make statements that are critical of the government. Then we're in a very complex situation. The Western world is not that Western. The global North is not that northerly. Many of these ideas of Western liberalism, as you well know, emerged out of colonial rule. Very often they were oppressively used, but we are not silent. We who come from what was supposed to be the developing or the third world, we were part of that experiment. We were on the losing side of it. So the notion of security in the cultural field has been disastrous, because now people do not look at other cultures and say, if we have an influx of your people, can we assimilate? Can we work together? They don't. Now they say, is your culture a killer culture or not? Will your culture, for some reason or the other, kill me? Are you a dangerous culture? Are you a terrorist culture? And of course, the mirror of this now stares the countries of the West in the face. The Attorney General, the new Attorney General in the Biden administration, has said absolutely unequivocally that domestic terrorism, the terrorism of largely white people against the state, is his top priority. So the kind of finger you point at others in this global situation of deep asynchronism and asymmetries that I've referred to, you cannot keep this out. It comes back to you.